President. Joining us now, Senator Luther Strange. He is also the former Alabama Attorney General. If those words were said in the Oval Office to at the time, the director of the FBI, does that amount to a crime? Does it amount to obstruction of justice? Anything like that?
Well, I don't think so, but I'd like to know more about the context. That's one side of the story, and there are always two sides to every story. That's what we're dealing with right now, so I think we have more to learn. One
attorney friend of mine, a very capable attorney, said it's equivalent to saying, I hope you get a sandwich. That, by expressing a desire that something happens doesn't necessarily mean you're ordering that person to do something.
Right, and I think we're really getting ahead of ourselves here a little bit. As a senator from Alabama, what I'm hearing every day is that people want us to get on with the Trump agenda, which is what our state and the country voted for overwhelmingly. I'm hoping we can turn our attention to that while our law enforcement officials, our bipartisan committee here in the Senate and Intelligence Committee does its work, while Rod Rosenstein and the folks at the Justice Department do their work, and hopefully by the next end of this week, early next week, we'll have a new FBI director who will do their work. I'm interested as a former Attorney General in the facts. I would be the first one to raise concerns if I thought that our national security information had been misused in any way or anything improper had happened. In the meantime, the people that I hear from really want the real-world problems affecting them addressed. And you know them very well. The ones I hear about: repeal and replace Obamacare, reform our tax code, which is very unfair to our working men and women, build a wall, remove the regulatory burden. All these things are what I, at least, and I think most of my colleagues are working on. I think the media, if I dare say, is a little hyperventilating here on this issue and getting ahead of the facts, more inclined to listen to some of the rumors or leaks as opposed to people I'm putting faith in, like General McMaster, Secretary of State, and others who are in the room or have actual knowledge of the events.
I know one of the things that you think the Congress ought to be working on is the sanctuary city situation, and you've introduced legislation to that effect.
Absolutely. It's kind of outrageous to me to learn that there are sanctuary jurisdictions in this country who are preventing their own citizens and companies from bidding on building the border wall. We're a nation of laws. It seems almost un-American that you would say to someone in your jurisdiction, you can't even bid on building the wall that the American people want. So we've introduced legislation to send a message to those sanctuary cities. Look, if you're not willing to follow the law and allow the wall to be built, or you're willing to penalize your own businesses in your jurisdictions, then you can have your transportation infrastructure funds shifted over to another jurisdiction that is following the law and cooperating with our federal officials.
Come back and tell us more about it as it proceeds through the Senate. Senator Luther Strange, thanks very much.